stays. If my phone falls in the midst of this video, you know why. Well, you don't know why, but I know why. You know what I mean. Anyway, today I'm gonna tell y'all the story I promised on my Jordan 11 video. Um, Go ahead and watch the Jordan 11 video first if you don't know what story this is, but I'm gonna tell you what it is anyway. But watch that video. Leave me a like, comment if you haven't already, or like if you haven't already. Look at me, I'm already. Anyway, get you some water if you haven't already. Don't mind my cloudy glass. That's my fingerprints. I just brushed my hair, so my fingers are a little bit oily. It's not the I don't drink dirty anyway. Um, like I said, get some water. Get you a drink if you want. Get you some smoke if you want. I don't care what it is. Just make sure you get comfortable because I'm about to probably be here for a minute. Anyway, so in terms of these story videos going forward, I'm probably gonna do them at night like this because I mean y'all know how it is. Like when you get in the shower or get in the bed at night, like you think of different stuff like than you didn't think of at the time. Sorry, this might get a little bit louder. Relax. You have volume on your keyboard. I'm not tuning this up or down, but you just heard my voice get louder. That is simply because I moved the mic closer to my face. That's how sound works. So yeah, don't get mad at me if it's mad loud now. But like y'all know, like when you're in the shower, you think of certain things. When you're in the bed, you have different thoughts. But for me, like most of the times, I think of like stuff that happens like in the past, that happened in the past, funny stories, stuff like that. It's when I'm reflecting on the day, and so that's kind of what made me think of this story the other day was the time I got scammed out of I think it was $500 at least worth of shoes in perceived value, and I'll get into why it's perceived value in a few minutes. But so right around this time, well, first let me tell you how I got into YouTube in general. So YouTube, it was probably around 2010, 2011 when I was really getting into YouTube. Um, at the time, I was like just watching like there's a bunch of famous YouTubers at like back when famous could be famous. 'Cause you gotta understand, I think YouTube came about what y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like '07, '06. So it's kind of still like a new platform for all purposes, like intended purposes. Like compared to what it is now, bro. Like YouTube is not like this would be great. Like this is great production in 2009, 2010. This right here, like a mic, being in front of the camera, centered, like having a phone that's pretty up to date, like this would be a great quality video. Like there was the potato videos back in the day. You call them where it's like people say, hey, "What did you upload this with a potato?" Because it'd be like mad grainy, like 240 resolution, not even 360p. Like it was that bad, like flip phone quality. So like, of course, not everyone's was like that. I mean, most people had like pretty good. If you had a decent amount of subscribers, your videos were viewable in terms of what they look like. But for me, like I said, I was getting into YouTube around 2010, 2011. So naturally, like the first things I would do is like when I would get a sneaker, for example, like so '09 Space Jams came out at the end of the year. Like that was the first big Jordan 11 release. That's kind of like when people started to pay attention to sneakers because I wouldn't say that's like most people's introduction to sneakers, but definitely my age. Like I was in ninth grade in 2009, so I was just entering high school, and so like it's easy for me to know like off the top of my head what grade I was in because obviously at the end of the year, like that number at the end of the year for me is my grade. So 2009 ninth grade, 2010 10th, etc. So my first like so like me getting into high school, if y'all don't know, like my name is Jordan. Like my whole life I've been wearing Jordans and sneakers, and there's even a point like I remember right before high school, like sixth, seventh, eighth grade, I was kind of going through like a identity crisis of some sort. Like not really like nothing serious, but I always played sports growing up. I always was into shoes. Well, not really into shoes. My dad really put me on shoes, so it was kind of just something I grew up. Like I said, you kind of get brainwashed in a certain way of how you dress and things like that. All those influences most immediately come from your parents, unless like you're born in this generation now where you have a phone and you can decide what you're into. Like you have the world at your fingertips. So internet made it easier for you to be influenced by what you wanted to be influenced by, and you can see the difference between me and my little brother, like on how we came up and the things that we're into is just a direct result of the internet raising a kid, and then parents and a culture of one certain family raising a kid. So um, for me, like I said, I was into Jordans forever, and or like just wearing them forever. And then sixth, seventh grade, like there was like the big rock star phase, like '06, '07. Um, this like correlates also very closely with the worst era of music ever. So think about what the worst rappers in music at the time were wearing, like the Ed Hardy and shit like that. Like obviously, like you a kid watching it on TV, so that's what you're gonna want to wear. Like no one's wearing Jordan sweatsuits and Nike athletic stuff. So like that's what I was wearing at the time. So of course I wanted what the rappers were wearing because it was about that time for me to be influenced. Kanye with his polos and stuff, '07, '08. So you gotta understand, like this is what I was seeing. I think early Bape even. So like nobody was wearing athletic stuff. Like that wasn't cool. So anyway, I still continue to wear it. My dad would let me. Parents always let me pick my own clothes. Like whenever we went shopping and stuff, I just didn't know what fashion was or like what was cool. Like I just looked up to my big brother and what he bought, but a lot of the stuff that he bought wouldn't fit me, or it wasn't at the stores that I went to. And it's funny now, like you can even ask some of my friends like that I work with. Like we talk about clothes and sneakers and shoes now, and I just tell them like growing up in Colorado for one too. I forgot to mention I'm from Denver, Colorado. It's not New York, it's not LA, it's not Miami, it's not Boston, it's not Houston. It's not these places where you got these mom and pop stores that are paying attention to black culture and seeing what everybody's into and is offering that stuff immediately to you. Hold on, let me check this, make sure it's still recording before I keep going. About that. I'm just traumatized from back, bro. It's a whole other story I'm getting on. But back like in the when I had my old galaxies and stuff, you start recording the video, and then 3 minutes into the video, it'll be like, "Oh, storage full, must," and then you go through a whole video, dog. I those days it made me want to give up on YouTube, but I still did it for y'all. Anyway, what was I just talking about? See, I knew this was gonna happen. This is why I'm not supposed to do that. Um, Anyway, yeah, so I wanted to wear what the rappers was wearing. So anyway, I was wearing like, polos and stuff to school. So I'll give you like an attire basically for me back in the day. So basically a polo short sleeve shirt. Um, I might, if I have a picture, I'll try to drop it in. Actually, no, I'm not doing no editing. I'm gonna just paint a picture for you. A polo, like a white polo, or any color polo. My grandma was the polo plug, by the way, too. My mom's mom. She was the polo plug. She would always give me the best polos that went on sale at Macy's. She still does to this day, or North Face. Whatever she sees that like she knows is a great brand, but great deals, she's always scooping it for us. So whatever polo on, and then I'll have probably the one with the numbers. Remember the ones with like the big three on us, bro. I die for those. Those were like the cleanest ones to me. And my brother, mind you, my brother moved to Atlanta when he was 16. I'm jumping all over the place. When he was 16, so that's why I was so influenced by by polo and Atlanta, like that era. Y'all know how they was dressing back then. So forces, you know, jean shorts, polos, like that was it. So that's what I wanted to wear. So I was wearing a polo. I had like some 501s, but not really 501s for me because I'm so skinny. I'm skinny now. I'm gaining a little bit of weight, but back then I was even more skinny. Think about this kid, 5'3". I came to school 5'3". Mind you, like I said, I played sports my whole life. It was really, I'm not bursting my bubble. I was good. I wasn't great, like supremely athletic. I wasn't fast, but I was really smart when it came to understanding the game because I had a passion for it. And any kid, like kids sports, most kids, half the kids don't even want to be out there. So for the most time, if you have effort, if you put effort forth, most times you're gonna be okay, somewhat decent. Hold on, why am I screen? Okay, I thought somebody was calling me. Most times you're gonna be halfway decent, and then if you have a passion for it, on top of that, you're gonna be much better because you want to be there and you want to put the effort forth. It's almost like, think of it like gym class. Like, you remember the girls that would sit in the corner like not want to participate, or dudes too, even sit in the corner not participate. While there's the other like kids that just couldn't wait to get to gym class. I was one of them kids, so I looked at sports the same way. Um, and so, yeah, I was 5'3", 110 pounds, maybe, soaking wet. 100 pounds, maybe, soaking wet. I was super small, but I had Jordans all the time. And that was forever. Like, I always had the newest Jordans, or my dad would sometimes let me stray. And then when I got to stray, I would get stuff like Supras, because I thought those were fire. Um, Converse, stuff like that, Vans. Like, I was trying to get into more like that skater era of stuff. I was trying to be, I was trying to fit in. So Jordans didn't do it at the time. And so for me, like I said, that was my way to fit in, was to get those type of shoes. So anyway, 2009, the Space Jams dropped, at the end of Christmas. And of course, my whole family, we get a pair. My dad gets a pair. I get a pair. But along with this release was the Lil Wayne verse. I can't remember what song that was. Was it Forever? It was Forever. But Drake at the same time is exploding. So y'all gotta understand, with Drake's explosion, over in America, obviously in the world too. But that song Forever with Eminem, you gotta think who's on that song. Drake, Eminem, and Lil Wayne. I think T.I. was on it too. Let T.I. would tell you he was on it. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, with Drake, Lil Wayne, and Eminem, bro, that song, obviously, like, a lot of the kids were already into Drake, but that's what put him like over the, like, everybody knows who Drake is now. But then Lil Wayne dropping that "Hello, it's the Martians," Space Jam, Jordans, like that right there, bro. That put him on the map, for because everybody came up to me because I had him at the time, right? So he said that like probably around, I think, when they right, it correlated right when they came out, like I said, and I wear them to school, and all my friends, all my homies know, because eh, I think most, for the most part, most black dudes, if you go to most African American males in America, most times like that are into sports and culture, they know about Jordans and they know about shoes and they know what certain shoes are. So me and my homies was wearing Jordans like most times, but then of course they bought more after this verse came out. But for the common person, like the common, just, seventh grade white girl that I went to school with, she knew what Space Jam Jordans were now. And for me, like, now I'm looked at in a certain light because I have a Space Jam Jordans. Oh, you got the Space Jams? Oh. So now people know what Jordans are. They know the significance. They know, what it means. But I mean, I guess you can argue that other people dropped songs like this in the past, like where they would shout out a shoe or something, and you could argue that that's what, drove the hype to shoes. Like, you got Mac with, Nikes on my feet, and then even Nas dropping that line back in the song. Like, you can, but specific Jordan with the timing of Drake, like I said, Eminem, all being on that record being so big. Oh my God, like all of it was the perfect storm to really like blow shoes out of proportion when it comes to, um, the shoe industry, the shoe culture. Um, so yeah. So anyway, let's see. Where was I even going with that? Um, I told you I'm not editing, so I'm just gonna, y'all gonna have to sit here and watch me think this think this through until I figure it out. That's the problem with playing so much football growing up, dog. I swear I probably do have CTE. Like, it's a foregone conclusion at this time. If you play football like for an extended amount of time, you probably got something wrong with your memory. Um, but yeah, I was wearing Space Jams. So that was my outfit coming in to school. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, yeah. We gotta get back to oh, we gotta get back to how I got into YouTube and how I'm making videos and stuff. So anyway, I used to watch Frey Dog, like I said, Frey Dog, Jumpman Bostic, Yo Auntie. these type of people when YouTube was really starting to get cracking around shoes. So, like I said, YouTube's inception in conjunction with Space Jam Jordans and Space Jam blowing up, Jordans blowing up, people start to make videos on YouTube. And I'm watching. So, like, I don't really know how I discovered them. I think, you know, I'm really weird. So I used to do things like when I got a new pair of shoes, I would take them out the box, unlace them, lace them back up. This is ritual. Every new pair of shoes I got. Now it's not as common because I get so many new shoes now. Like where I'm at in my life, like there's too many to really, and life moves too fast, and you're an adult. Time moves faster. It's a whole bunch of reasons why I don't do it anymore. But growing up, I think Virgil told the same story. I would like take the shoes out, like had the box on the end of the bed, not even on the end sometimes. On the end of the bed, had the shoes out, like I said, unlace them, lace them back up, and then if it wasn't patent leather, I would sleep with it because patent leather I don't touch. But so when I say sleep, I mean like I'm sitting on this side of the bed, I'm sleeping on this side of the bed. I put the shoes on the other side of the bed, and like would sometimes fall asleep with one in my hand, like, and just so I could wake up to them and remember I had a new pair of shoes that I loved. So like you gotta think like me doing this with almost every pair of shoes or every pair of Jordans I got. This is how you develop a love for something. I already had it in me, granted, but when you do that certain things like this to reinforce it, that just builds your love and makes it even stronger. Um, and so I was doing this with all of my shoes. So like the Space Jams was no exception, and something just compelled me. I knew what YouTube was, and I think I just was already on it a few times, but I just Googled Space Jam Jordans, and then that's how like I found all these YouTubers doing reviews on the shoes, and I fell in love with it. I was like, this is dope. So I did it, started doing it. I remember I got the playoff 13s was like one of my first videos, but it was like less than a minute. I wish I still had the video. I don't think it's up anymore, but I got the back box in through Nike. I went straight upstairs, turned my phone on, and I knew I only had a minute to record. I think it was a setting in my phone I just didn't know how to change. I was so technologically challenged back in the day. Um, and so I just was like started recording. I was like, "Yo, this is a shoe. I got." Blah, blah, blah. I did the whole review in an hour. I mean, in a minute, because that's all I had. So I opened it, said, "I got these from Nike, blah blah, brand new Playoff 13." But it was sound like calm and cool and collected, but it was only a minute long. So that was hilarious. So that's kind of like my second video, and then from then on, it just kept going and going. And over time, I ended up building up like some sort of, or like somewhat of a following. I think I ended up like my peak in YouTube. I think I was right around 7,000, 8,000 subscribers, and that for me was huge. I was close to double digits. It was going up every day. I was getting more and more notoriety. One of the first things that really blew me up was Dubstep Slap 415. Like, if y'all didn't like already or comment, please like or comment if y'all remember Dubstep Slap 415. He might still be making videos. I don't know. I haven't looked him up in a minute. Sometimes I look up old YouTubers that I forgot about personally and see what they're up to. But Dubstep Slap at the time, like I was trying to, I was on my entrepreneurial tip, and I was thinking about how to start, making money in other fields, how I can use my. I think this is, important for anyone to do if in life. I think especially when you're a kid, it's the when you have the most amount of time. Like right now, I think any 12 to 18 year old should be thinking as much as possible. What can I do to make money while I'm here at the house? Like it's not hard. Your brain is developed enough at 12 years old that you can think about ways to make money and start to secure your future early. So for me, I was like, doing YouTube at the side. I was like, what can I do with my art? Because I like to draw. Growing up, I'll tell y'all that's a whole nother story. I'm not getting into that. That's my life story. I'll tell y'all my life story on another video. But I used to love drawing, and art. My dad was a fine artist, so it was was passed down to me through that. Um, and I used to start like getting into Photoshop and Illustrator. Again, if you want to know why, it's a whole different story. But just know I was starting to get familiar with this, starting to use it more, and as a result, I just started to promote it on my channel. Like, yo, I can do this type of stuff. I make graphic designs, and I was showing I think I was showing some of my art on the channel and showing people what I could do. And Dubstep Slap 415 one of the coolest dudes. I think he's from California. He just bought a bunch of shoes. Like he was always like getting pickups, massive pickups every day. He would have like 7 pickups, and like 3 of them would be shoes. Like it wasn't just a bunch of socks. Like this dude was going crazy. Y'all don't understand. Like he set the bar for a lot of YouTubers and like what expectations are. That's kind of one of the reasons I got out of the game. Was because of like if you didn't have a new shoe, at least one new release every week, you might as well give it up, bro. It's like a rapper or singer. Like now, if you don't release a new song every month and you're a brand new rapper, if you don't release a song every week as a brand new rapper, you might as well give it up, bro. It's not unless your song is, unless you got the next shook ones. Like, bro, you need to be releasing music every week. So it's the same with YouTubers. Volume is what it hits with kids these days. Is volume. They need to know that they can count on you, like a TV show. People watch YouTube like TV, so they want you to be as frequent as TV. But Dubstep Slap, man, one of the coolest dudes. Let me make sure this is still going. Okay, 21 minutes strong. Dubstep Slap, one of the coolest people I think I've ever spoken to through email and stuff like that. You could just tell, super genuine dude. Couldn't have asked for a better first time customer to producer. I'm not really a producer, but you know what I mean. Customer to product, whatever. Conversation, B2B conversation, because like I said, my first official business sale as a young kid, like he could have easily took advantage of me. He could have easily used his name and notoriety for exploitation or to get something for free, because he didn't he allowed me to charge him. Like he wanted to get something done. We talked about what he wanted to do. It was this KD poster. I'll show y'all when I go back home. This KD4 poster where I did like I think six of the main colorways and like some sort of cool poster. Got it printed out on nice paper for him so he could frame it. And he shouted me out in the video and everything. But when we talked about doing it, it was his decision. He's like, cool. So how much do you want for this? Blah blah blah. I can't remember how the conversation went, but just him asking and like taking the pressure off of me to ask him like, yo, you think I could, you know what I mean? Like, or feeling nervous to ask him. It was my first transaction, like I said, and he took the liberty of, how much you want for this? This is, So we talked about it. He paid me the money, and everything. I can't remember how much I charged. It was nothing. It was nothing. It was nothing. But yeah, man, that was like one of the best dudes I could tell through YouTube. Like everyone else was kind of like a snake. You could tell even with these dudes today, like a lot of these dudes are not genuine, bro. Or even if they're not genuine, like a lot of them are just like in the camera, just making up a persona so that they can be popular on YouTube, and it's like that's so weird to me. But this dude was just genuinely himself, and that's rare these days. And the older you get, you realize how important authenticity is. But yeah, man. So like I said, got into YouTube through that route. Started talking to Dubstep Slap. My subscribers and stuff shot through the roof after he shot the video. Shouted me out in the video. Shout out JJordvn24. He made me this. Blah blah blah. My subscribers shot through the roof. I think I can't remember what the numbers. Dog, this was so long ago. But just know it increased like at least 2,000-3,000, like over the course of the next 2 months. So that for me was huge. Having that shout out and then helping me build my channel, sustain my channel, and then of course I started doing stuff like I always realized too, you can't go the same route as everyone else, because if you try to go the same route as everyone else, you're not gonna. Everyone's doing that, and if you can't compete at the highest level, why do it? So for me, that was like I said, pickups. People were getting pickups every day, every 2 days it seems, and if I didn't have the money to do that, then like why would I do it or even try? So I was in college. I went to college, and then I couldn't really do the same stuff. But right before I went to college, I started doing these other videos, like I said, how to decrease your shoes. Tutorials I think were big, and a lot of times they came from me not being able to find a tutorial online, like, or one that I didn't think that was doing it the correct way. So I would like take my liberty to say, let me just show people how I do it, because I think I get a better result doing this. So like how to decrease your shoes, I think that's like one of my top videos now. how to lace your Jordan 7s. That's like almost at 100,000 views now. So like all these unorthodox approaches to me has always yielded the best results. And so that's kind of the like route I started to take in terms of like, you know, sustaining my YouTube channel. But then, so as those videos got more popular, I was able to get, you know, like I said, more notoriety. And then at a certain point, these brands start to, not brands, but like companies, these unofficial companies, unauthorized companies, really factories, start to reach out to you and say, "Hey, Jones in 24, we see your channel has a lot of exposure. We're wondering if we could maybe do a deal with you and send you a few pair of shoes. You know, here's the link to our website. Pick any shoe you want, blah blah blah." And so, like I said, at the time, I'm seeing videos online of YouTubers picking up certain shoes, and they're saying that these are unauthorized authentics. They come from the same factory. They got the same, last, and everything's the same. The only difference is Nike cuts off a certain amount of the shoes that they want, and then when the lights turn off, or when people don't know, when Nike doesn't know, they're making the extra runs, and then they're selling them on this secondary market. So that's basically how the unauthorized authentics were sold to me. And as an impressionable young man, like like you're 16 years, 17 years old, you're gonna believe that. Like, especially if it's something that you want, like it's so easy, it's free. Like they're gonna send it to me, and all I gotta do is do a video on it, shout them out, and I don't even have to wear it. Like if I don't want to, but if it looks good enough that like I can't even tell it's fake, I'm gonna wear it, and like any shoe I want, dog. Dog, it felt like I got to go to like flightclub.com, even though these weren't real shoes, like I said. But in the back of your mind, in the front of your mind, you keep telling yourself they're real because you're like, you keep hearing that story over and over again about the factory and all that, or about after hours, make it up. It's the same stuff. So in your mind, you keep hearing that, and you're like, why wouldn't they want to just make a shoe for what they got for all this excess material? Why wouldn't they want to make a shoe and just sell it on their own and take 100% of that profit of way cheaper, like $250 for an early release, versus Nike, they're paying you wholesale price for their product because it's their product. Why wouldn't you want to go make that $250 profit? I would. Like I wouldn't do it, but I would see why someone would want to do it. So I'm telling myself that in the back of my mind every time when I'm knowing in the back of my mind that, dog, these aren't real shoes. Like, but anyway, like I said, when I go to the website, I'm like, yo, I wanted these. So this was right around the time, because I remember the shoes I got. It was the Thunder 14s. So y'all can look up that time, that stamp, whenever that, I don't know what date that was or what year. I want to say it was like 2017, something like that. I could be wrong. I do not know. But I wanted that shoe bad because I love the colorway. I love that black and yellow. If y'all don't know, like the Thunder 4s, one of my favorite 4s. Lightning 4s, any yellow Jordan, like those black and yellow 12s, I'm probably gonna try to get those when they come out. I love yellow Jordans, but those Thunders I wanted, so I ordered those. Oh, what else did I order? I think I got a pair of Concords because I couldn't get the Concords in 2011. I was sick. That's a whole nother video. I was sick, so I was like, ooh, I always want a pair of these. Let's see. I got an early pair of Breads. Was it an early pair of Breads? No, I bought early pair of Breads on somewhere else. But I got the 14s, the Concords, and something else. So anyway, I ordered all three shoes. Told them, yeah, I'll do a video, shout you out. So that's what I did, right? And at the time, mind you, like I said, Bullet RC, other dudes, other YouTubers were doing the same videos, comparing them to regular authentics, and then shouting out the company in the video. Yo, you can get these unauthorized authentics here. So to me, I'm like, oh, there shouldn't be a problem with me doing it because they're doing it. Nothing's fine. I didn't even think your channel could get shut down from something like that. Anyway, I started doing the video as soon as they came in. I did the video. I think I compared the Concords to an OG pair because that's all we had in the house was an OG pair, and obviously it looked way different. So, but to me, I can't tell. So, anyway, when I got them in hand, I'm like, something just don't feel right about these. Like, the patent leather, like from the toe, from the tip of the toe to like the flex point in the patent leather, like it had like a dull overcoat. Like it wasn't as shiny as the rest of the patent leather and heel and stuff. And I was like, yo, that looks kind of weird. Like it had been buffed out or sand down or something. Like the clear coat, that PU coating had been like tampered with or something. Like someone took some alcohol to it or something. I didn't know what was wrong with it, but I just kept watching videos online, and I looked it up, and like you can see in my 11 low video, that orange peel effect was in all the authentics, and I didn't see that. Like it didn't look the same at all when I wore mine or when I saw mine. And I remember one time I saw them in the mall. Somebody was wearing theirs, and dog, that patent leather versus mine, like it was all night and day. Like that real patent leather, how shiny it was, bro. Compared to mine, I couldn't believe I was even stressing over, like thinking about it twice. Like, no, these are definitely fake, bro. Like, you could tell. Like now, I'm obviously more experienced, but anyway, I found out they were fake, and I'm like, damn, bro. Like, so I don't. Obviously, at this point, like I told you on the last video, I'd rather, I'd rather sell. Like now that I own it, I'd rather sell them than wear them. But I would rather not buy a fake at all. I would rather wear Vans or Converse or a cheaper shoe, a cheaper option, whatever I can afford before I spend $70, $70 to $80 on a fake Jordan. Like to me, it's not worth it. So so that's what I did. I wanted to sell the shoes. Um, oh, but I didn't tell y'all first because I didn't know they were fake. I guess about I want to say it was about 2 weeks, 3 weeks after I shot the video. I got an email. I think it was from YouTube that said, good evening, Jones and 24, blah blah. We regret to inform you like that we had to suspend your account, blah blah blah, for basically promoting this unauthorized website, inauthentic website. And I'm like, yo, what? It's like that meme with the Latino dude grilling. Hey, yo, what the fuck? Oh, that's how I felt. So I was like, yo, what? Everybody else doing it. Why y'all getting me? So I sent an email back like, can I ask why? I think I said like, can I ask why this is happening to me? And can I recover my account? Like, if I delete the video, can I recover my account? And they sent me an email back that was basically like, you violated the terms, so we cannot unfortunately restore your account. Blah blah blah. If you have more, so I was like, bro, at this point, they don't want to give me back. They're fighting. If I obviously if I was someone more important, they would probably work with me. But they don't know who I am. They just think I'm some. So I was heartbroken, bro. So anyway, I ended up trying to sell the shoes. But I did start a new channel at the same time. But in the in between time, I'm pissed off. So I'm talking to my parents about it. My dad's disappointed because we had something going. It was something good. He knew I was having fun. My parents knew I was having fun, making money off of it. I was starting to get about $100 a month off of it, 100 to $150 a month. But you have to get to $100 threshold before YouTube sends you your money. So I was starting to get that per month, and I was like, yo, this is dope. Like I'm starting to really, and I started to do vlogs. It was just a whole thing. I was starting to get way more notoriety, and it was just going up. And then that happened, so I'm pissed off. So what I start to do is I try to sell the shoes. I tell people where they're from on the listing. I'm just trying to sell them off as authentic. And I list like 4 pair of shoes. One shoe that was in there was a Bread 11 from 2012. Again, it was from early 2012. I was already brainwashed at this point into believing that these unauthorized authentics were real. So like I said, I bought one off of Freydog 313. I don't know if his were real or fake, but just know I bought a True Blue 3. They looked as real as possible. Like when I saw real ones in person, like I think he was selling real ones. I don't know how he had real ones, but he did. So at that point, I was like, oh, like I got my real one. It was nice. Like it was authentic. Like I could tell. So I was like, oh, I can do this again. So anyway, I thought I knew the website he was buying them from. So I went to this website. Leave a like again if you know about mental kicks. Hold on, let me make sure this is still going. Let me know if y'all know what Mental Kicks is. So Mental Kicks was this unauthorized website. I don't know when they were started, but I just found them somehow. I can't remember how I found them, but I found them and I started ordering shoes off of there. So right around 2011, because I knew the black cements were coming out, and at the time I wanted the black cement so bad, but I knew that they were probably gonna sell out as soon as they came out. So I ended up ordering a pair early on there. No, no. I ordered the black cements from this one dude named Air Randy. Do y'all remember Air Randy? Oh my god! Please leave a like or please leave a comment. Actually, fuck the like. Leave a comment if y'all remember who Air Randy was. Air Randy HK, which is Hong Kong. Air Randy HK was selling unauthorized early shoes all the time, and his might have been real too. I don't know, but all I know is I bought a pair of black cement threes off of him from 2011 early. Paid like 350. I think it was 350. And they look good, dog. They look really good. Leather was on point. All the stitching was good. I to this day believe that was an authentic shoe too, but the midsole started cracking on me, and I think this happened with a lot of people's 2011 Blacksmith threes. Leave a comment if you had to deal with the same thing. But whatever Jordan brand was using at that time, like it cracked. Either that or they were fake. So let me know if you had the same experience for your 2011s though, where the paint cracked so fast. Now they're hand painting them, which is it's much better. But yeah, so I bought those off of Air Randy, but Mental Kicks was I bought the 2012 Jordan 11s early, and that's where I saw that first patent leather issue with those, and then I saw it again with I cross referenced it when I ordered from that second company, the Concourse. They both had the same issue, and the bottoms were so blue. Shout out to Hobie Floyd, because I sent him a picture, bro. I was like, bro, these soles are too blue, bro. I know they're not this blue. And he makes fun of me these days. He's like, bro, you should have known this was fake, bro. You had the blueberry soles on there, bro. So, oh my god. So that's how I should have known too. And they smell so strong. Oh, I still remember how they smell to this day. They didn't smell like a normal Jordan or Jordan 11 even. It was just like straight glue. It smelled terrible. So all those signs I should have known, but I didn't. I was trying to tell myself different. The toe cap was clear, as opposed to how it's supposed to be creamy, milky, as they call it. The toe cap was clear, so I should have known then. No, I take that back. It was like semi-translucent, but it wasn't as translucent. It was more translucent than the release pairs that I saw, and I was sick because I was like, damn, I didn't even know playing it off at that point, bro. Because when you see the toe cap, it's like, bro, I can tell. So anyway, that's why I wanted to sell them off. So anyway, I had those three. Anyway, I had those three great experiences, right, with unauthorized all the way up until those two pair of 11s. Cause you can fake synthetic leather as long as it's got a tumbled, as long as it's tumbled. If you got the shape right, and the stitching is down packed, you can get 1 through 4, 1 through 5, really 1 through 10. You pretty much good with. But once you get to that 11, boy, and you see how that patent leather that they make for the 11 in person, like in a big sheet, like we saw it in person, like how like a real hide or a real, it's not a hide, it's a roll of patent leather because it's synthetic, so it's a roll of patent leather. That gleam on there, dog, you can't replicate it like without the right precautions and taking the right. So anyway, I think that's a material that not everybody can get. So and I think Nike might regulate that, especially now. I think Jordan might go in and snatch that, snatch that shit out of there when they're done with the runs for the night. They snatch all the material, lock it up. I'm sure they probably do that. But anyway, like I said, I could tell the difference. So anyway, after my account got canceled, I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna wrap this up. After my account got canceled, I started a new one, but in the meantime, was selling off my old ones, and I listed them up. So this is the climax. Y'all waited for the for the climax. All that to say to this is the actual story now. I had to set it up because otherwise y'all would be confused. You know what I mean? So, I listed them. I think it was on eBay. It might have been eBay, or it might have been like one of those secondary markets, like I can't remember the name. Kixify. I think it was Kixify. I think it was Kixify. I had a Kixify store. I got it authorized and stuff. And my dumb ass, so I posted 4 pair of unauthorized. I think the Thunder 14s, both pair of 11s, and the Blacksmith 3s I kept because I kept repainting them, and I thought that they looked good. So It was the 211s, Thunder 14s, and then some other shoe. It might have been an authentic shoe in there. I sprinkled in there. That just didn't want anymore. I got rid of. I can't remember what it was though. I ain't gonna front. But anyway, these 4 pair of shoes, I was listing them for different prices. I told them where I got them from. Like the 11s are from Mental Kicks. These are from Air Randy. Um, these are from Mental Kicks. So I was listing them, telling people where I got them from, being truthful, and asking for pretty decent prices. I was like, these are unauthorized authentics. I'll sell them for. I probably put up the 11s. If I think now to how I was thinking back then, I probably put both 11s up for worn too. I worn both at least once. 250 maybe. No, not even. Probably 180, 190 because I want to get rid of them. And then the 3s or the 14s, I probably put up because they're brand new. I didn't wear the 14s because it was like pretty immediate after that happened when my shit got shut down. Um, those I probably put up for 160, probably whatever retail was, a little bit less though, like $10 less than actual retail because they look pretty much on point to me. Um, and so I sold them all. I was trying to sell them all individually. Somebody hits me up and is like, "Yo, I'll buy all of them off you right now for this amount of money." I want to say it was like $500. It was like 500 to 550 shipped. And I'm like, "Ooh, that sounds good. Like for all 4? Yeah, let's do it." Cuz like I think it's like a 50 $60 discount from what they would all been by themselves. Maybe $100 discount. But to me, I'm thinking, oh, he's trying to get a deal, so I get it. Like, to me, it would have been more fishy if he like just asked for the surface level amount. So to me, the fact that he was trying to get a deal, I'm like, oh yeah, he's probably, it's probably real. So I'm like, bet. And so I'm like, I'm paying through PayPal, so I'm like, oh, I can't get scammed because they tell you can't get scammed if you pay through PayPal. So that's what I did. So he sends me the message, and then like I should have known by the name. I think the name was something weird, like not a real name. It was like some nickname, or like it was a username and not the full first and last. And I was like, okay. I was like, maybe he just created his account. Maybe he just created his account. And he just wants to, So so I'm like, all right. So cool, 550. Just send me the invoice, or I'll send you the invoice and then you could pay it. So he's like, bet, send me the invoice. So I go on PayPal, I type it up, I ask for his email and stuff, get the email, send everything out. Everything goes out as if it's normal, like everything's good. So this whole time I'm waiting to hear back, and he's like, all right, bet, I'm about to sign it now. So he pays everything. And then I just get this inbox in my email that says like it's a email from PayPal dot something. It was like PayPal dot biz or PayPal dot org or something that's like very synonymous. It could be PayPal. Like they got the little logo in the corner. With a receipt for my invoice. This has been paid. Blah blah blah. Please ship now. I should have known what it said. Please ship now. I think that was the name of the email. The whole subject was please ship now. Oh, that's funny. But anyway, I'm like looking at the email. I'm like, oh, okay, bet. So it said please ship within this amount of time, or else this will be void. So I'm like looking at all this, and it looks authentic because it says PayPal dot. Like I'm reading the email. I'm thinking it's real. So I get all the shoes together. I'm excited because I see money, dog. Like I see $550. I'm like, oh, bet. Like he paid it. Like I'm on. Like I'm thinking all the shit. I might buy a real pair of Concords now. Like you gotta understand all this stuff that goes through our head. This is all systematic, dog. Like that's a whole different video, more serious topic too. But this is all systematic. Why I'm wearing gold necklaces. Why I love shoes. Like you can argue my whole career, my whole life, my whole purpose is based around something that's systematic. Anyway, I won't get into that right now. So I get all the stuff packed into a box. I ask for his address. I run straight to the drive, straight to the post office. Mark everything up, put his address on there. So I'm thinking too. It says PayPal says these funds will be visible in your account after 3 to 5 business days, or after you ship. It says once you ship, the funds will appear in your account. And so to me, I'm going and checking PayPal. So I go to. Let me make sure. All right. So I go to my PayPal account online, and I don't see anything. Like my PayPal account just says $0. I think the invoice that I sent um, was still like said it was sent, but it didn't say like it was fulfilled or paid. And to me, I took that thing in the address, the email that said your funds will be available after this amount of time. I took that to mean, oh, as soon as I ship it out, then it'll show up in my PayPal account, right? Because that's what that's what it's telling me. So this PayPal can't be lying to me, right? That's what I'm thinking. So I ship everything out, put everything in a box, take it to the drive so fast to the to the post office, get everything ready to go, send it all out, and then I find out, like, I can't remember how I found out. I think I waited. I shipped everything out. I was like, yo, I shipped everything out. Gave him the shipping number. Blah blah blah. No response. So I'm like, all right, bet maybe he's working. Look at me again. This is the weekend though. Maybe he's working. Maybe he didn't have time to look at his messages. Blah blah. He'll hit me back tomorrow. No response. So I'm like, shit. So then I start. I never bring my parents into stuff until like I'm really scared, because I know no matter what I bring up to them, they're gonna say I shouldn't do that. Like I should not be doing this or doing that. Like, don't do that because somebody's gonna take advantage of you. And of course that's true, but at the same time you gotta learn stuff on your own. So that's kind of like the main thing I be trying to do is like, trying to figure stuff out on my own. So that's what I'll try to do before I go to them. So at this time I'm getting nervous because 500 something bucks. They know I shipped it out. They keep asking me, "Oh, when's the money gonna be in your account?" Blah blah blah. So now I'm nervous because I'm not seeing it in my account. It still says $0. I'm like, why y'all think that is? And they're like, I don't know, but you better figure it out. So I'm figuring it out. I'm trying to call PayPal. So I call PayPal. And I talked to the lady about what my situation is. I described this whole thing to her. And she's like, yeah, so that's the thing with PayPal is you shouldn't send anything until you see it in your account. Like if you don't see your account, your money's not there. So that's probably a phishing email you got. She described the whole thing like this is second nature to her. I'm on the other side of the phone like, dog, what? Like I'm sitting there thinking like, yo, I can't believe she's telling me. Like I can't believe I fell for all this. I can't believe this person. But so I'm fuming at this point. And then she basically describing like, there's no way for me to get your money back, like because you fell for this. So like, there's nothing we can do. I'm so sick at this point because on top of that whole last thing with the channel getting shut down, and then on top of it, I just lose money that I paid for. I spent $200, $300 on these early releases, and I just gave everything away for free. Dog, I was so sick. I was so sick. But there's a lesson in everything, man. I say that to say, man. I say this to say, to round everything out, don't let money run your life, for one, and don't be impulsive. I'm trying now, even to as an adult, I'm very impulsive. Very, very impulsive person. And I'm trying to work on it. So I say that to say, don't be impulsive and don't let a good deal. If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. And that's it, man. Let me know if y'all like the first story time. This was a good one. A lot of great lessons learned in this. Probably one that stung the most. Probably the worst sneaker story I have was probably this one. I had to share a good one early. Sorry it was so long. I don't know if the other ones will be this long. I doubt it. But this had to be set up like this. So the next ones in the future, everything's kind of related to my life. So as we go on, y'all know more background knowledge about me, and we won't have to set up like we did. But anyway, leave a like if y'all enjoyed it. Comment about all the stuff I asked about in the video, please. I want to know, especially Air Randy. Please let me know if y'all know Air Randy. And like I said, more videos coming soon, more story times coming soon. It's just nice therapy, especially in this quarantine, dog. I have somebody to talk to. So anyway, that's it, man. Peace. Ugh.